David. What is up, you guys? Glenn and Melody with Old School Millennial. Today we're going to be sharing with you guys a trail that we went on when we were in Canyonlands National Park. This is just a little piece of our vacation that we went on to Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. And we're just going to kind of share our experience on the Shafer Trail and just describe what it was like while we were there. As you're going into the trail, it's like you don't really actually realize the magnitude of what you're getting yourself into until you start making the first couple curves, and then you get to see the drop-offs here in just a little bit. But yeah, just as you're going in, it's just a normal little trail going through Canyonlands.
We were actually in Moab 4 years ago, and Glenn had found out about this trail. And he said, "You want to go get on the trail? It's a beginner-friendly trail." And I said, "Okay, let's go." Well, we were getting into it here, and it was fine. And then suddenly, you make the turn.
Yeah, beginner trail is, I think, relative to what different people's definition. If you look off to the left there, you're going to see about 1,000-foot drop off. So there's nothing really like, yes, beginner trail, I understand. Like, it's a flat surface. It's not technical in terms of like the 4x4 capability or anything like that. It's the fact that if you look off to the left and if you make a wrong judgment, you're going to feel it about 1,000 feet down.
Yeah, so the first time we tried this trail, as soon as we got on this part, I was terrified. I had no idea that this is what it was going to be. And so I just looked off to the right. I tried not to look to the left, and I tried not to say anything because I knew Glenn really wanted to do it. But here in a minute, Glenn looked over at me and asked if I was okay, and I don't lie to him, so I told him that I was really scared, and he agreed to turn around.
We made a quick turnaround and we headed out after that.
But there's really only one spot you can turn around.
Yeah, and by the way, that station wagon that you just saw, or that hatchback that we just saw go by, I'm convinced that the hatchback just came to this little look-off point that we're about to see and went back because, I seriously doubt
There's
they
no
came.
way it could have made it up.
Well,
right?
all the way up from Moab going through the Potash Trail, I doubt it. And speaking of that, going down, I think we only saw maybe 2 or 3 people on this trail. It's definitely a 4x4 trail. It's not your just sightseeing trail. The part of it that is sketchy is the sand on top of the rock. That's the hardest part, I feel like, in terms of braking as you're going down the trail.
This is literally the only part off to the left where you could turn around. So if you change your mind past that point, I really don't know how you could turn around.
Yeah, and that's a conversation that me and Melody had before we went in. Once we get past this turnaround, I said, there is no backing up. We are dedicated. We're going down this trail. And yeah, we're doing it.
Well, I think the difference this time was we did more research on the trail. So we knew what we were getting into. We knew how, we knew the elevation of it, but we also knew about how long it would take to get down. That was important for me to know. So this time I just, I went into it with a mindset of we're going to do it and
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
The last time I looked at this trail, like we were going through Colorado, going through Utah, and I saw, easy trails in Canyonlands, and this popped up. And what it didn't tell you was the drop-offs that are like all along the trail, how narrow the trail is, and then the narrow switchbacks that as you're going. Me too, David. I know, David.
Just watch the video.
Just watch the VeggTales, David.
Doing it with 3 small kids in the back seat was a whole nother thing. And I mean, you heard our little 3-year-old saying, "I hope we don't fall." There was no fear in his voice. He just trusted that Daddy's got it.
Everything's okay. Yeah, he's just chilling in the back seat and just saying, "I hope your truck doesn't fall, Daddy."
Wow, here you can really see how narrow the road is and how far down it is.
Which this is awesome sights to see if y'all are just looking off. Obviously, we didn't get to enjoy all of these sights until really we got down into the canyon as much. But yeah, as we're driving through, you can kind of see off these canyons.
I know I definitely didn't look. My coping mechanism, because truly I was terrified, I just looked at my phone. You know, I looked at it through my phone because I was taking the video, and that way it didn't maybe feel real to me or something.
It's just awesome to see these cliff faces. It's obviously not as big as something like Grand Canyon, but the cool part was just being able to go down into it and actually see what the inside of the canyon was once we got down.
You know, we were reading a little bit about the history of this trail, and originally it was made to get livestock from the top of the canyon down into the bottom of the canyon for fresh pasture. So they would bring their herds of cattle or sheep down this trail, and it was pretty interesting to imagine doing that.
Yeah, we every once in a while we got one of our children is just continually just saying, "I hope your truck doesn't fall," but they're just watching cartoons in the back seat as we're going down.
Yeah, we tried to keep them busy, mainly so you could focus on driving.
Oh yeah.
You can really see the switchback here. I tended to turn the camera off on the switchbacks, which, sorry, I know that's disappointing on the video, but they were no joke.
Yeah, on these switchbacks, I mean, really, truly, you need a tight radius vehicle like a Jeep to turn on. We were driving this in my truck, so there was some times that I had to back up a little bit just to get enough swing around the switchbacks. As we were going down the trail, we only saw a few people coming up, maybe 3 or 4, and most of them were guides coming from Moab that have driven this trail, that drive this trail several times a week.
On certain parts of the video, you could see the trail up ahead, like here. You could see around the corner.
Yeah, every switchback was like another level. We just got a little bit closer to the end. Anybody that has actually been on the Shafer Trail or been off-roading in Moab, put that down in the comments and just let us know your experience. And anybody that just likes off-roading, just share some of your experiences that you had.
If you have a trail you recommend that we need to put on our bucket list, let us know that too.
For sure. We also have similar experiences that we did in Colorado as well, going on some trails to some ghost towns and such near Silverton, Colorado.
Yeah, literally on this part, I could not look off the edge. You could see the road down below us. I just pointed the camera out that way because I couldn't even look. Up ahead, down in the bottom right, you can kind of see where the road is starting to level out a little bit. I'm kind of surprised that they don't, like that this road is open to the public and that they don't require a permit or something to go on this Shafer Trail. I wonder if someday they'll do that, because when you get to the bottom, if you want to go on, I think it's Potash Road, you have to have a permit to go there.
Yeah, it could be that they may require that at some point or another, but at this point it's open to the public as long as you get your pass to come into the park. This is us getting into the bottom of the canyon, and I just want to say I was so proud of everyone. I think everyone handled it really well, and the family. We got down to the bottom, and that was just such a feeling of accomplishment. What I didn't want to say while I was on that was the sand. The sand bothers me. Because here's the thing, it's just like when you're walking on a rock and there's sand on top of it. I can't do much about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if I have brakes, if our truck is sliding off the rocks, I can't do anything. That was what was honestly bothering me. We were thinking, oh, this is going to be most of what the trip is like, but little did we know, as we're going into Potash Trail, that's a trek in itself, just going through Potash Trail all the way back to Moab.
It ended up taking us several hours, but it had some beautiful views of the Colorado River, and it was much more leisurely than the trip down from the top of the canyon.
Thanks you guys again for joining us today. If you like videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, get outside and do something you love.
Bye.